The challenges in running a DMA brokerage today are numerous. With ever-increasing competition and growing pressures to deliver low-margin, high-volume but high-quality services, the role of technology is central for improving efficiency and delivering that edge that the business demands. The challenge is being able to relate client transaction experience to the performance of the brokerage trading systems and the individual markets. And this isn't straightforward because there are many complex and highly optimized components involved in processing the end-to-end transactions, any of which can fluctuate in performance, affecting the success of a trading strategy. And so, having access to highly granular and accurate data detailing every interaction has become a necessity to answer the ad hoc questions from regulators and from customers who may wish to know precisely what happened to an order through its entire life cycle. But once this level of visibility is in place, it acts as a catalyst for developing differentiated and value-add services to increase the bottom line of the business. In this video, we're going to explore how Corvil is used within brokerage businesses to provide visibility and transparency into the trading activity of clients, the latency dynamics of the DMA trade plant, and also the performance of the various trading venues where the orders are matched. When a client experiences slow or poor trading performance, the operations team running the DMA plant need to be one step ahead. Firstly, to be alerted to the degradation, but then to be able to pinpoint the root cause fast and take remedial action. Because being responsive and offering a high level of service helps to set you apart from the competition and to cement customer loyalty and drive new business. In this example, Corvil's live topology dashboard helps to set the scene by picturing the DMA environment. And where we see the orange Corvil icons, it indicates where the order flow is being passively monitored. Firstly, at the demarcation point on the left-hand side, where client orders are received, and at this point their round-trip order-to-acknowledgement latency is tracked. The orders are then processed by the DMA plant in the middle before being placed on the markets on the right-hand side. Again, Corvil's tracking the performance through the DMA plant in each direction and also of the external venues. And as you've probably spotted, the use of colour highlights where service level KPIs, such as latency, are in violation, enabling the operations team to quickly zero in on performance issues. Okay, now that we understand how Corvil is deployed, let's take a look and see how it's used by the business and the operations teams. I'm going to start with the DMA operations summary dashboard, where we see an overall picture of activity and performance. The headline numbers at the top show us the traded volume on both the client and exchange sites. So imagine for a moment that there was a trade reconciliation issue causing these figures to be different. Well, it would stand out here, prompting a deeper investigation with Corvil by the trade support team. Then to the right hand side we see the maximum and percentile latency of the DMA trade plant. In this case it's very good. Client orders are being processed and forwarded to the markets within a couple of hundred microseconds. And the two pie charts below provide a breakdown of how client sessions are balanced across the 5 order gateways, and also how the trades are balanced across the markets. As you can see, I can hover my mouse over them to obtain more detail. And towards the bottom of the dashboard we see latency time series charts. The left-hand graph is tracking the order acknowledgement latency of the top 10 clients, so we can immediately see if any of our high-value clients are experiencing poor performance. In the center we can check the internal latency of the DMA plant, and at this time it's very well behaved with a consistent latency of around 300 microseconds. And then finally to the right we see the order ACK round-trip latency to the top 10 venues on which we're trading. As you can see, this is a great summary view of activity. We can see at a glance how much volume is being traded, the performance that our top clients are experiencing, and also the performance of the markets and our trade plant, the key things that are both in and out of our control. These graphs are also interactive. I can pop them up to see more detail. Plus I could change the time period and even compare it with, say, the previous hour or the same time yesterday. Often our head of desk will want to focus primarily on the activity of his most important clients because they're driving the top line of the business. So let's switch across to the client summary dashboard where we can inspect per client activity in more detail. And I'm going to change the time period to show all activity for the trading day so far. The headline numbers at the top of the screen provide us with a view of the total traded volume, plus counts of key message types such as orders, replaces and cancels. We also see rejects too, so if I'm seeing a higher number than I would expect, I can click onto it to see a breakdown of which client orders were rejected and when. Similarly, an unexpected high number of logons could indicate clients with a connectivity issue. Now let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like these guys, Bergman, may be having a problem today. It's probably worth the client support desk checking in with them just to see what's going on. Below, the pie charts give us a breakdown of trades and message rates per gateway. And we also see the time series graphs of client order act performance and message volumes. So again, at a glance, we can see which clients are experiencing slow performance and also which are the most active in general. And it looks like our friends at Bergman are not having a good day. Their latencies are considerably higher than everyone else, although they're not the busiest in terms of message rates. Let's go in for a closer look and let's compare their current performance with the previous hour just to see if anything stands out. Well, in this case, it's not conclusive. The peaks are periodic. It's not a singular event. So I'm going to move down to the tables below where we see a more detailed breakdown per client. At the bottom, we see a record of trading activity with detailed counts of each message type and analytics such as order to fill rates. And this is great information for the business and the head of desk. Above client activity, we see client performance. And this is a combined view showing order to acknowledgement latencies experienced by the clients alongside network layer statistics too. And this makes it possible to correlate network layer performance problems with trading performance. In this case, the network connectivity to Bergman looks okay. The TCP round trip time is in milliseconds and perfectly acceptable, plus there's no evidence of a client-side issue that would be flagged by a zero window size advertisement. However, these guys are experiencing high order to act latency, which is in the seconds. To investigate further, all I have to do is click on the client name and I'm presented with a range of options. Now, Corvil gives you the ability to create templated dashboards which you can tune to your exact needs, providing the necessary detail for your most common and favourite workflows. I'm going to pick DMA client performance as I know it'll give me an in-depth view of Bergman's activity. Our headline numbers are now far more detailed, including not just the message stats we saw before, but the volume of how much Bergman have bought and sold in US dollars, and also their fill rates, order to cancel ratios, and so on. And as before, these graphs are fully interactive, so I can click to see a time series of any statistic I'm interested in. And this is great information for the business and also the client support desk because they can see an accurate and up-to-date picture of all activity for any client just by hitting the drop down above. But what we'd like to do is to investigate the high latency Bergman are experiencing in their orders. And we can see from the time series graph that it's peaking at around 8 seconds, yet the DMA plant appears to be okay. All the operations team need to do is to click on one of the spikes and go to network data, which is where we see all the gory details. Every transactional message extracted and analysed from the raw network packets. This level of detail provides a complete time-stamped audit trail of every message, ideal for proving compliance or for investigating operational issues. As we drill into the latency spike, the messages above refresh to reflect the new time period, revealing the individual client messages that experience the high round-trip latency. By clicking through to Event Inspection, we're able to perform a multi-hop analysis of the transaction by tracking it through the DMA plant out to the market and then tracking the associated acknowledgement back again. By correlating the messages from each point, Corvil allows us to quickly determine if the latency that the client experienced is introduced within the DMA plant or at the market. In this case, we can clearly see that the market is slow, so the account team responsible for Bergman can pick up the phone with confidence and inform them that the DMA plant is operating well, forwarding their orders within microseconds. However, the issue is on the exchange side. And they can even email the customer a Corvil report to back it up if necessary. As you've seen, there's a huge amount of value in the data presented in Corvil dashboards. So we've made it extensible and easy to share with other platforms, which could include risk management, trade analytics, or big data repositories that are becoming a necessity today for compliance reporting. So let's finish by looking at an example of a Corvil stream, a means of extracting key transactional data and metrics from your infrastructure in real time. Each stream is defined by you to contain the specific information you care about for a particular purpose. For instance, you may wish to stream details of every tick and transaction to a compliance repository to prove best execution. In this example, we see a real-time stream of execution reports that may be used as a drop copy. Each event in the stream contains a high-precision timestamp and the key fields you specified. We can see the events are continuously updating, and I have the ability to manually search for any event content such as order ID or trade ID. But these events are also being simultaneously streamed across the network, and they're easily consumed by third-party systems via connectors that Corvil provides. For popular platforms such as Hadoop, KDB Plus from KX and Splunk, but it's also very straightforward to develop your own if you prefer. Many thanks for your time. I hope you found this video informative, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. We'd be delighted to discuss any needs you may have.